What's going on, everyone? This is David with Pickdawgz.com with your free pick in the Ole Miss vs. LSU game on Saturday, September 30th, 2023. We give away a ton of free picks here on our YouTube channel, as well as over at Pickdawgz.com and SportsChatPlace.com. But if you're wondering what bets I like the best and what bets our team likes the best, head on over to Pickdawgz or Sports Chat Place. Click that Premium Pick tab. You can check out me and all of our other expert handicappers. Don't forget to use code PICK at checkout to save 15%. Any purchase that's $19 or more. All right, let's get into this one here. As we have a top 25 battle between two SEC schools that have had solid starts to the season. Ole Miss will be at home for this one, and they're ranked 20th coming into this week with a 3-1 record, but they are 0-1 in SEC play after they dropped the game to Alabama by a score of 24-10 last week. They were outgained 356-301 and only went 3 for 14 on third downs. It was really a brutal game for that Ole Miss offense, who really had started the season playing very well, and they looked to get back on track here. Ole Miss did beat Georgia Tech 48-23 and Tulane 37-20 earlier in the season, which are both solid wins, especially that Tulane game on the road. But they're going to face a whole different animal here, as LSU is one of the best teams in the country. Ole Miss is scoring 42 points per game with 323 passing yards and 146 rushing yards, and is led by quarterback Jackson Dart, who has thrown for over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He's also rushed for 219 yards and 3 scores. Dart's favorite target so far has been Jordan Watkins, who has 24 catches for 347 yards and 1 score. The Ole Miss defense is allowing 18.5 points against per game with 226 passing and 125 rushing yards per game. So the defense has been pretty solid and really held up against Alabama, but we all know how Alabama is struggling offensively right now. Going over to LSU, they're also 3-1, but they're 2-0 in the SEC after they beat Arkansas by a score of 34-31 last week. That was a back and forth game all day, and they were able to get the late field goal to get the win, but they outgained Arkansas 509-426 and forced 2 turnovers. So that LSU offense had another solid showing. LSU won their first SEC game on the road against Mississippi State by a score of 41-14, and they blew out Mississippi State, and they dominated that game. They outgained the Bulldogs 530-201 in that one. The lone LSU loss did come to Florida State to open the season by a score of 45-24. Like I said, this LSU offense is very high-powered. They're scoring 42 points per game with 338 passing yards and 191 rushing yards. And they're led by quarterback Jaden Daniels, who has thrown for just under 1,300 yards, 12 scores, and only 2 interceptions. Daniels is also a running quarterback, as he's rushed for 193 yards and 2 scores. His favorite target has been Malik Neighbors, who has caught 32 passes for 523 yards and 5 touchdowns. This LSU defense is allowing 25 points against per game with 228 passing yards and 132 rushing yards. But they did, give up a little bit to Arkansas last week with the 31 points and the 400 yards. And Florida State in week 1. They did look good against Mississippi State in their first SEC game, but they'll be tested here against an Ole Miss offense that has put up pretty solid numbers, with the exception of last week against Alabama. This is going to be a great matchup, and I do think we're going to see a high-scoring game. Obviously, the total is in the high 60s, so Vegas agrees with that. But I'm looking at Ole Miss in this spot as a bounce-back game. They did not look very good against Alabama offensively. Defensively, they played fine. And they're going to take on an LSU team here that's going to be on the road once again. They looked great last week offensively, but gave up the 31 points on the defensive end. I think this home field advantage for Ole Miss is going to be the difference here, so I'm going to take the points at home with Ole Miss as my free pick. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, as well as turn those notifications on so you're the first to see all of our content as we release it. If you're looking for my best bets, head on over to Pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Pick tab. You can check out me and all of our other expert handicappers. While you're on the sites, check out our betting tools. They're 100% free, they give you a ton of great information, and it helps you get a leg up. Good luck, and I'll see you guys soon.